hanging out with the crew of Dímelo 305, and we have Evelyn Concepcion with 305Teddy, and then we have Betty Alonso with ConnectFamilias. So thank you so much for being here. This is a really cool day. It's a Monday, so we're kicking off the week really good with some two wonderful people. Tell us a little bit about your respective organizations, and then we'll jump into how it all comes together.
305Teddy was started as an organization to come together in the Little Havana area, bringing together all nonprofits to make a big event. The difference that we want to make out there is that we don't want our events to be governmental, meaning that we want to give the children an event that every regular children gets. You know, the games, the toys, the entertainment, everything that they could enjoy as a regular child. And so it's just a fun day for them. It's a day that will not remember them what they're going through in their homes or in the place where they're at, shelters. So that's what 305Teddy stands for.
So you want kids to have something like of an organic vibe to the event, where they can just come and just be children and just enjoy themselves just like anyone else.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Now, tell me a little bit about you.
Sure. ConnectFamilias is a nonprofit organization. We help families, any family throughout Miami-Dade County. We started here in Little Havana, so Little Havana is our home, and it's close to us. And the idea was very similar, but on the other side. So think of it as a two-sided coin. We have always thought, okay, everyone needs to come together. We don't water things down for kids. We want to give them the maximum experience that they can have. The best services, the best opportunities, the best of everything, because they deserve it. And the idea of coming together means that we can collectively work on one project at a time or around a family in need. So when we joined forces last year in Christmas, what we did was we saw an explosion of, and who benefited was that child. That child, we both had the same
What do you mean by
mentality. There was an explosion of just great giving.
So how did you two meet? How did this
Well,
partnership begin?
you know, I was trying to get around, get to know the area, wanted someone from the area, from Little Havana. So I got a hold of Betty. I heard her story. I connected with her. I come from the foster care system, so I also wanted to bring that into the whole event thing. I do work with a lot of foster care system organizations that bring their children to the event, which is also why I do it. And especially Little Havana, that I was raised here.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what went into kind of making it all happen, because I'm sure there's a lot of moving parts in an event of that.
There's a lot of moving parts, and I think by bringing us together, you get a really good bang for your buck, right? We each have expertise. We're trying to keep kids out of foster care and trying to have them, or out of any system really, and prevent anything that's going on or help them. And I think for us, that is so important, because it shows the kids that are in need and those families that people do care. You know, all we hear in the news these days is like, oh, no, they're no good, oh, this, that, and it's so negative. And to have a community come together and really build a community that you want to live in, that you want to celebrate with, that's what makes life, right? We all have problems. Anybody can have it at any given time. Life just happens.
So when you saw the faces on these children happy at this event, tell me a little bit what that felt like.
I could tell you this much: when they were just getting those bicycles and talking among themselves that they've never had a bicycle, or they never had a doll, that certain, marca of doll. For me, it was just, I stayed back and I analyzed that. I got teary-eyed because it's something that you want to do. They did it for me. That's why I do it. The person that sowed the seed here in Little Havana, which was an organization as well, when the Orange Bowl existed, we used to go to the Orange Bowl in Christmas and pick up our toys. And that's why I did it. And it was a Teddy where I received.
And that's why it's called 305Teddy.
Right. There's a story behind there. And besides, I think that God has a great plan for each of these children.
So tell me, what is next? We have an event coming up, right? Back to school. Tell me a little bit about it. Who's involved?
Last year we did, with ConnectFamilias, we did a massive toy drive event here in Little Havana. It was a success. and we continue doing different events. Now we're doing the back to school event.
We want to get them excited, so we've done what we call our back to school extravaganza, which is what Teddy 305 has so generously partnered with us with, which is really to make it more of a pep rally kind of celebration. Let's end the summer in a bang. You know, we spent all summer doing stuff. Why shouldn't our kids do that? And let's get them ready for school, and let's get them ready to go. Yeah. And have a really good experience about that.
I have a lot of people working with us. Can't name them completely because they haven't fully committed. But
Listen, folks, we need you to commit. If you watch this, let me know. We're going to tag them. We need you to commit right now to helping out.
Yeah. People drawing on book bags. We have people donating sneakers. You know, it's amazing what they're going to come to the table. Sometimes not everybody comes to the table what they say.
Yeah.
But it comes together. The ones that have to be there are there. And that's the great thing about it.
And we're going at this hard this year because what we want to be able to do is really have a fun time, right? Have kids, have an experience. Think of it as a pep rally. Think of it as a pep rally to get your education back on track or on track and kick off the school year, and really start to think about how we can do that. So fun, events, games, pick up your stuff. If we can get some health screenings in there, we can try to do that. You know, all kinds of things that they might need to get going and have a really good year.
Well, I can't wait. Thank you so much for including us in this.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
No, it's a pleasure to be here. Team 305 is all supporting the community. So thank you, ladies.